Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, good moment to you, wherever and whenever you are on this sweet, wild, sacred earth. Welcome to this now here that will never come again and yet is every moment. I'm Julie Ling, and this is the voice of wonder. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so happy that you're here. I'll play a little flute as we settle in. And as the flute settles you in and opens your heart and opens the singing bowl of your hips so that you can settle into it, I invite you to notice the breath as it flows in, bringing freshness, fresh energy, oxygen, chi, prana, ki, whatever word you choose. And as it releases, feel free to join it with a sound, a sigh. And even if you're somewhere where you can't do that out loud, do it inside. Your body and mind can't tell the difference. Letting the breath come in, bringing you freshness, and go out. And on that wave, that tide, anything that no longer serves, that's no longer of this moment, this now here, to simply be released. Feeling yourself settling, settling, settling into the singing bowl of your hips as if it were the most comfortable, cozy armchair you've ever sat in. Easy chair, letting yourself settle, wiggling a little bit, feeling how your feet are supported not only by the floor of the ground, but by gravity. You're held here. Your backside supported by whatever you're sitting on. Your shoulder supported by whatever you're leaning against. Maybe even imagining you're resting against the back of someone who loves you, who's got your back is resting against someone who loves you, who's got your back. And maybe it's an angel. Maybe, I don't know. But just imagining that and feeling it. And as you imagine this, notice how everything in you relaxes and eases. And as you relax and ease, your heart opens and it begins to bloom like a rose. Breathe it in. What's its fragrance? Ooh, how do you feel? Is it different than the last time maybe you've noticed your heart as a rose blooming? What color is it? Are the petals velvet and soft? Are they pale pink or rich rose? Or maybe your rose is an emerald green, or it's chartreuse or orange like the tiger behind me. Just noticing the rose in your heart as it opens and blooms, and you ease into your opening heart. And as your energy settles a little further into your body, noticing how your solar plexus, which is the center of your sun, in your body softens and shines, as if it were some flower that had closed up in the gray or in the dark and now opens and shines. And it's a softer yellow than maybe it's been before, as this part of you remembers that it does not need the center of your power over, simply power to. And as it shines through the process of resonance, it invites others to shine as well. The remembrance that your shining is a gift and adds light to others and invites them through resonance to shine as well. And that's a chain reaction that can go all the way around the world and maybe beyond. To let go on the next breath of any sense of having to have power over, to feel a sort of control. That power too is the new way, the juicy way. What if? And if you haven't thought of it that way, today is your invitation to just consider it for a moment or a day. Ooh, what's the juiciness of power too? And then there's no pushing. Power over is always a pushing, and pushing always creates resistance. Power two is an offering, an invitation. I claim my power two. You claim yours. It's a generosity, and generosity feels good. It's based in root and like big bright sunflower or a golden lotus. The knowledge, the wisdom, the knowing, the peace of there's more than enough. There's more than enough. And when I offer it, it multiplies. That's so much juicier than dividing, isn't it? Just settle into that, to the possibility of that for a moment. In my mind's eye, I see a golden lotus opening and blooming, and the lotus roots are in the mud. I love the image, the metaphor of that we take the mud of our lives, we root in it, and the stalk goes up to the surface of deep water, which in most traditions represents emotion. And this flower floats on the surface of the water like magic, like something divine, like a dream. What if every life is that potential? And the mud that you might see and have judged of addiction or homelessness or rage is the mud of this person's life that they are here to transform into another golden lotus. What if that's what you've transformed into your blooming? Any of those or some other muddiness that you wanted to get rid of? What if, when we root ourselves in that mud and transform it, that's how we bloom? That's how we find power to. What if everyone has that same potential, no matter how it looks? Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, and if you're a French speaker, forgive my mispronunciation, said is true. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Today, I invite you to see with the eyes of your heart, for those are the kind eyes. Those are the eyes of love. To see anything in yourself, any muddiness in you that you have judged as less or wrong or bad as the mud that you have transformed and are transforming. I have a thing I say this morning. I can do it. I will do it. And I am doing it, and I've added, I have done it. When you can put that in the mix and see the things you have already done, the other feels possible. I have doing it. I continue doing it. And even if you can't see it, and anyone you meet today, if you notice that flare like a match of judgment come up, I invite you to contemplate the possibility. What if they can do it? They are doing it. They will do it. They are doing it. They have done it. They will continue. To hold that vision for them. There is an experiment done in physics. I've said this before, it bears saying again, where a subatomic particle was observed through a machine. When only the machine observed it, it expressed as a wave. When a human being was watching, it expressed and was measured by the machine as a particle. Things come into form when they are witnessed. When you witness this potential in another person and in yourself, what if that also calls it, welcomes it more into form? That's powerful. You have so much more power than you may realize. Today, I invite you to claim it. Not power over, power to slap down, power to do, power to offer, power to be, and power to hold the vision of what you would love for yourself and for anyone who comes into your awareness. What if your imagining for another is also the universe's intuiting, the universe's desires for them? The divine's substitute, whatever word works for you. Goodness, morality, whatever. I invite you to accept what resonates for you, and with a breath of kindness, let the rest go. And what if today you choose to focus your intention and your awareness on seeing with the eyes of the heart, seeing the potential in you, seeing power to, seeing where you have stretched your roots into the mud of your being, the mud of your life, and risen up to the surface of whatever deep emotion has been with that and bloomed as a golden lotus, or a lotus of any color, really. What if today, when you remember, you touch that, you hold that vision for yourself? I can, I will, I am, I have. You could, you can, you will, you can, you will, you are, and you could in the future. You have all of those. You have, and you continue. And if for no other reason, the pleasure of it, how it feels when you imagine it. Check it out. Does it feel juicier to imagine the best you can for whoever happens to come into your awareness? Does it really feel good to imagine the worst? Find out. What if? I love those two words. And I invite you to let it arise. And when it does, to bring your awareness to it, what you bring your attention to increases. We find what we look for. So today, look for what you can imagine that would be beautiful, that would feed you, that would nourish you, that would light you up. Because when you light up, you offer lighting up to everyone else. And that's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Julie Ling, and today, may a little more your heart and your vision sing. Have a beautiful and blessed day.